Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central.
Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, this is the In Wheel Time car show. Today, coming to you live from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at Loopy number 2 on US 59 I-69 Southwest Freeway between Shepherd and Kirby. We have cars and car owners that love talking about their rides, and we think you'll enjoy hearing from them. We have a review of our new car of the week, the Dodge Durango SRT with the 707 horsepower engine. It's an SUV. Did I mention that? We look at the growing cruise-in calendar. We'll have This Week in Auto History and the stories making automotive news headlines. That and more just ahead on today's In Wheel Time car show for Saturday, April 17th, 2021. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong, Jeffrey, we need more Jeff Zekin, and the fabulous, and making a rare appearance on today's show, is the chief engineer of this program, Mr. David Ainsley. Glad that you could join us today. It's a little bit on the chilly side.
61 degrees.
Yeah, we had a little cold front come through finally after an entire week of rain, and it's a little cloudy. We got a small group of cars here, but we are glad that they are all here because we're going to talk to them now. Mr. Mars, who's our first guest here?
We talk about them, obviously, whenever they pull into the lot here. But the one that really got everybody's attention was this blue 67 Corvette sitting out here. And Mr. Chet Babbin is a gentleman that's fortunate enough to be driving that, and he is going to share everything he knows about that car.
Oh, Chet, I'm a fellow Corvette owner, but I don't have a 67, and I assume that that's a big block with side pipes on it.
Yeah, there's no other Corvette.
There's no other Corvette. It's the only Corvette.
Yeah.
Got to have a Stinger hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Stinger hood. I love the car, and I love the color, and I might love you.
So
Not going to get this Corvette.
So what color is that?
So that's called Lendale blue.
Lendale blue.
It's kind of a silver blue.
Mhm.
I think that's a one-year only color.
Yeah, and that is so classic for 1967. Maybe not all of the cars, the C2 cars were that color, but those that were, they were very popular back in the day.
Yeah.
It's stunningly beautiful car. Is it all original? Give me the background on the car.
So it's mostly original. All the major components are original. So it's a no-hit body, all original fiberglass panels, original tinted glass.
Which
The
was
rear
an
end
option,
transmission, yeah, tinted glass was an option.
Transmission is manual.
Yes.
Manual 4-speed.
No other transmission.
That's it. And
That's
original matching number engine.
Well, the matching numbers, but not original. The block's not original, but it is a correct date coded block.
Gotcha. Okay.
But the heads, intake, carburetors, everything else is original.
Did you soup it up or?
A little bit. I bought it 13 years ago, and then I've since then had the engine rebuilt. It is mostly to factory specs. The cam's just a little bit stiffer.
Yeah.
So
is that a triple carb?
Yes.
It is a triple carb.
No other induction system.
Of course not. I got it.
That is the perfect Corvette.
Right. It's got the triangular.
That's what he said.
Triangular air cleaner on it, and I believe that engine's rated at 435 horsepower from the factory.
Yeah. So that was the solid lifter. The highest hydraulic lifter was 400, and that's what this engine was.
Okay.
Also a different set of heads. This has round port heads, and the 435 was square port. 435 was really built for higher RPM. It's more of a racing application, and the round port is more your mid-range, which is street.
Okay.
But on this one, it's a little bit stiffer cam, and dynoed, it was 445 horsepower and 4.
So you did okay for yourself, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, you need a little torque and 3,300 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, you need that. If you're like me, you don't need
just
that.
in case I have to get around somebody.
Right?
Yeah, had to make a high speed.
Generally,
maneuver.
I'm not behind anybody.
Generally speaking, I would imagine so.
So it was a factory side pipe car as well.
It was not, but
Okay.
there
you
was
found all of it.
there was a guy that returned from the Army. He wasn't in Vietnam. Returned from the Army in '72 and bought it. And he had it for over 30 years. And in the 70s, he added the side pipes. And he had a friend of his that his father worked for a GM dealer, and he bought the side pipes through his friend.
So it's a GM side pipe setup.
It is.
Yep.
But since he added that in the 70s, I decided to leave
it's
it.
a great look on the
Yeah.
C2s.
Yeah.
I've always loved the side pipes, and not that that many of them had them. I don't think there was
Right.
a very large number of them that had them, but it makes the car look correct to
Yeah.
me on the C2s.
That's interesting. They're straight pipes, so there's no muffler.
No
in
real
it.
muffler in there.
On the pipe on the side of the car is just kind of.
I just go crimps along it.
That's it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that quiets it a
And
little bit.
did with the new heads that you put on there? Did that change that setup at all? I mean,
No.
it matched right up with the exhaust system.
No, it's the original,
Original
heads.
heads.
Yeah.
Original.
Oh,
heads.
the original heads. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were talking about that earlier,
That's
and I
right.
was a bit confused.
Yeah.
As
So-
I am more and more these days.
No worries.
Yeah. And how about the interior?
So it's a white interior, so it has the white Stinger hood.
Really?
And the interior's original. I think it's just turned over 66,000 miles, so it's just now out of warranty.
Yeah.
So can't take
okay.
it back to the dealership anymore.
Well, I don't know that you'd want to, because all the technicians would want to take it for a spin.
I don't believe
yeah.
I've ever seen a white interior on a C2 like that.
Yeah,
that's-
It's a different combination.
Mostly black.
I was
Yeah.
going to say
Yeah, it is.
it's a different color pairing on that.
Yeah.
With the white
I
interior.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And air conditioning?
No AC.
And you kept it that way.
Well, when I was looking for one, air conditioning is just more stuff to maintain, and
Right.
so I decided against the AC. Yeah.
And if you're going to have the only Corvette, then you might as well,
Well,
have the only
it's got
Corvette.
vent windows, so you just crank the
That's
vent windows
right.
all the way open,
Yeah.
and you get
Just
AC.
shift
Yeah,
another
it's-
gear.
So is it an M20 or an M22?
So
Transmission.
it's M21,
I'm
which
sorry,
is
21.
a close ratio,
Right.
so you can keep those RPM up
Right.
when you're passing.
When you're passing.
For a high-speed passing maneuver.
So I assume that you don't really get into it that often.
I've had to do what Zora Duntov called heavy duty testing.
Heavy duty testing.
I do a lot of research. That's-
Some R&D, yeah, heavy duty testing.
Mr. Mars talks about his on-ramp acceleration tests
Yeah,
that he
just
does with new
so
cars.
safety.
I'm sure that you're about that.
Yeah, safety issues.
Safety.
Get ahead of the traffic.
I have a feeling that's the kind of car that you'd set the $50 on the $50 bill on the dash and bet your friend sitting next to you he can't grab it.
Pretty much.
You try and reach out and get that, and I'll hold you
Yeah,
back.
if you get it all, you can have it. Yeah, yeah.
So the wheels are not stock.
That's correct. So those are vintage torque thrust Ds,
Okay.
which the 5-spoke that you see that was so popular back then, I think Krager SS were
Yeah,
really
the chrome
popular,
ones,
but
yes.
everybody copied them. But American Racing came out with those first, with that 5-spoke
Yep.
design. And the D means for disc brake, so that spoke is notched to clear the brake
Caliper.
caliper.
So it's four-wheel discs.
So 4-wheel disc. And
Wow.
4-wheel independent suspension. That all came out in '65.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't realize that the 63 split windows didn't have the IRS in the back. It wasn't until 65 they went.
So it did, but it had drum brakes.
Drum brakes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was the difference, was the drum brakes.
So 65 they had 4-wheel disc was standard equipment.
I don't have any clue what they're doing out there, but we don't really care.
No.
Yeah.
Is it sprinkling a little bit?
Uh-oh.
That's good. Thank you, David, for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, anytime. Yeah, okay. Well, there's another one down there. Why don't y'all
Yeah, do it again.
Yeah, that's looking great. Thank you. That's great.
And that's our sound guy that's doing that. to
Yeah.
us.
That's our chief engineer, David Ainsley. Thank you so much. Yeah, he brought the speaker
should've got him
out of the
taco.
rain. Yeah,
So you put some miles on this.
Yes, I drive it a fair amount. Used to drive it to work.
Did you?
That attracted a lot of attention.
And how far away was work?
Not too far away. I worked at Greenway Plaza here.
Okay. And you live in the area?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so
Which is kind of what Loopy's is trying to do by opening up more of their restaurants so that the locals can bring their cars out that short distance that they want to. Typically, we were always out at Katy, so they're going to probably move us around some of the different Loopes through town.
Excellent. Yeah, that's great. There's a lot of
you wanted to meet us for a long time.
Yeah, you're a good-looking group of guys.
Are we? Yeah, we are. We even got dressed up for today's public appearance.
Don wants you to adopt him so he can inherit your car.
Now, actually, I have to say this, that I actually owned a 65 for a very short period of time. You didn't know this. And those cars, the C2s, are very unique unto themselves. There's the C1s. I had a 58. Okay. Nice. Then I had a 65. Huge difference between the two.
Oh, yeah.
And then you move through the years, and every generation of Corvette is very different.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you don't think of things like that, but they made significant changes between the C1 and the C2. Mm-hmm. C3 probably not as much of a change between the C1 and the C2, but there's a significant change between them.
Yep. Oh, yeah, for sure. And then 67 being the last year for the C2 as well, and then the Stinger hood, of course, that's the iconic look of the C2 Corvettes is with the Stinger. You know, a lot of the 65, 66 big block hood, a lot of people don't necessarily recognize what it is, but you see a Stinger hood on a Corvette, you immediately know it's...
Back in the day, and I want to say this was about 1965 or so, McRobert Chevrolet, it used to be down on South Post Oak. A.J. Foyt eventually bought that dealership. But that's where I first saw and fell in love with a Corvette. I was 14. And it was that color, and it sat on the showroom floor with the doors locked. But boy, I was in there with my eyes and nose up to that glass, looking at everything about that car.
Yeah. And the poor salespeople are going, "Quit wiping your greasy forehead on the car."
I'm sure that they were, but Dad was buying a car in there, so it was okay.
They were nice to you.
Yeah, they were nice
at least
to me.
till he signed the
but
papers.
it was that particular color, of their variation thereof, and that body style that was like, I want it. And that's where I started my passion for Corvettes.
Nice.
And so congratulations to you for stealing my damn car. But I appreciate it. And when you pulled in, I was going to Conrad. Look.
He was like a 3-year-old kid going, "Hey, there's my candy, my eye candy."
That's exactly right. And you got to be proud, because I'm sure that there are a lot of guys like me that are going, "Man, tell me all about your car."
Yeah.
Now, I assume that's – are you a member of a Corvette club?
Well, I used to be.
Well, we all used to be.
Yeah.
I used to be started off with the San Jacinto Corvette Club, I think, which was the original one here in Houston. This was way back in the 1970s. And then we kind of moved from that and opened up our own club called Corvettes of Houston, which ultimately became a car dealership. It had no relationship to the car club. But at any rate, that was where I met Bill and Sharon Seitz and all of that. Do you know the Seitz? Bill and Sharon Seitz? No, it doesn't ring a bell.
They own the dealership, right?
They don't own the dealership. Bill is an artist and does a lot of artwork.
Real active in the Corvette Club at one point.
Yeah. And so anyway, that's how my progression through the years of Corvettes. I currently have an 01.
Okay.
Sorry. I know it means
no worries.
No, it doesn't. It's.
I didn't know.
I'm not worthy.
I didn't know they built them in 01.
Yeah,
because that's the
only Corvette to have is a big block 67.
And see, this is why us Corvette guys like each other, because we can do things like that and not get offended or be offensive or anything. It's all good.
That was slick.
It was very good. I like the way you kind of zipped that right in there. It was very good. But
off with his head.
So is this your only car that you have
in the collection?
Yeah. You keep it garage.
Collection of one. Yeah.
Collection of one. Well, that's me.
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah. Start somewhere.
Let's start with a 67 big block. Right?
Yeah. And you don't really have a desire to have any other cars, do you?
No, that's the
No,
only one.
no.
This is the only car.
Yeah.
The dream machine, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
There are other cars.
I totally get it. Well, my L1 isn't anywhere close to that, but it is my one and only. So we're going to keep it for a while.
You don't have any airplanes or anything? Or?
No, this one flies pretty well.
It does.
Low altitude.
It
Close
definitely
enough.
does. Well, listen, it's a pleasure to meet you,
Very much so.
and we hope to see you again.
I hope to see you all again.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Okay. Well,
inviting
thank
me.
you very much
thanks
for
for coming
stopping
over.
by
We
and telling us
appreciate it.
about your car.
Thank you very
All
much.
right. All right. I know that we just did a review last hour, and it's time for another because I gotta play catch up here. And when we do these remotes like this,
We kind of lose track of time because we're so interested in
Totally.
the car.
can't help it.
Tell me about your toy.
Yeah, exactly. And then we get into that and, go off into different directions and the other collectible cars that these guys have. All right, here on the In Wheel Time Show, it's time for this hour's car review, the 2021 Dodge SRT Durango. Now, the Durango comes in many trim levels. It starts with the SXT, the GT, the RT, the Citadel, the SRT 392, and the SRT Hellcat. I had the SRT Hellcat all-wheel drive. This is a standard SUV all-wheel drive. Seats up to 7 passengers. Exterior changes from last year. Minor cosmetic differences, so not a whole lot has changed on the Durango that I had. Exterior features, sharp, smooth, sleek body design, similar to the Grand Cherokee, actually, if you look at it from the side. Front grille, good looking and very symmetrical. There's nothing funky about it. Distinctive rear lighting, kind of like the Dodge Challenger in a way. Vented hood and scoop let you know this is a serious hot rod. Looks like the SRT part. What could use improvement? I think advertising the merits of this midsize SUV, because you don't see it advertised too much. But guys that know about it, they know about it, and they're into it, yeah. Interior highlights, sharp, actually the dash and excellent materials. It really comes together very nicely in this. Contrasting colors available depending on trim level on the interior. Performance pages like the Challenger and the Charger, and it is standard 4-wheel drive. So imagine spinning up all 4 wheels at the same time with the 707 horsepower. Woo-hoo! Cargo and trunk room, competitive with others in its class. What I liked about it, it's race-style design. Got that bulging hood.
It's got a real competitive look to it.
It does. What could use improvement? Would like to see an updated instrument cluster. It's getting a little long in the tooth, but it works very well.
Nice.
Yeah, it is. 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi V8, 710 horsepower, 645 pound-feet of torque, all delivered through an 8-speed automatic transmission to 4 wheels. 6,200 pounds is what it'll tow. That's 3 tons, my friend, any way you look at it.
Yep.
Miles per gallon? Well, 12 miles per gallon in city. Highway is 17, and for a combined of 13. And that sound that you hear is the Corvette pulling away.
The only car.
Yeah, the only car. I got 12.7 miles per gallon. Had to put some gas in it a couple of times.
Uh-oh.
What I liked about it? Well, the power. What could use improvement? How could you improve on 707 horsepower?
It's a nice
The
vehicle.
gas mileage?
It's
Okay.
nice.
You buy a car like that, you don't worry about gas mileage. Ride and handling, all-wheel drive, standard on both of the SRTs. This one, the Hellcat, and the 392. What I liked about it, the taut suspension, but not a buckboard.
Oh.
I mean, these race cars with the big horsepower, they can get, a little stiff in the suspension. So what I liked as far as improvement was nothing. Taut. That's what I said. Taut.
I like the word. 700 horsepower and all-wheel drive. You can get the power to the ground.
Yeah, all-wheel drive. Can you imagine all 4 of those tires spinning up? I can. I didn't do it,
did
though.
you?
No, I did not.
I was going to say.
No, I did not.
Explain
I
that.
can imagine it. Base trim price is $80,995. Prices tested $90,315. the base price. If you just like the Durango, you can start on that for $31,765. Competitors? The Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk for $87,400. It's got the same 707 horsepower engine in it. The Audi SQ8, $89,000, and the BMW X5M for $105,000. Those are the competitors, and that is the review of the Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat all-wheel drive. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being you, and thank you for joining us here on the In Wheel Time Car Show.
At Loopy Tortillas.
Is Mike on?
On the Southwest Freeway.
Yeah. Yeah, right here. We're at this Loopy Tortilla this weekend.
I stepped on him.
You did. And the one thing that you haven't done yet
is finish your sentence.
I was waiting for that. That was slicker than a fireman's pole, I tell you.
So we missed the events calendar last hour, so why don't we do that right now, shall we? Do you mind?
No, not at all. Remember, tonight is the seventh annual Demolition Derby at the Waller County Fairgrounds.
Woohoo!
$10 advance tickets, too late. $15 at the gate. Nifty 50s. I don't know if Randy's going to put it on tonight with what the weather looks like. The Kima Car Show is tonight, weather permitting. Tomorrow, the Lowlife first annual car show and drift show.
Lowlife.
Mm-hmm. Speed Sport Racing Park. Don, you're a member, aren't you?
Of the lowlifes.
Of the lowlifes. At the Speed Sports Racing Park in North Houston. And then tomorrow night is All-American Muscle Car at Kroger's at 99 in Spring. And then also Sunday night is Freddie Steakburger at 1960 in Eldridge. So that's kind of the events that are going on this week. And then you want me to do calendar, which is next couple of weeks?
I was going to invite you to do that.
So Sunday the 25th is going to be the 27th annual Tomball Lions Club Car Show at Tomball High School. I think they've moved it to the football stadium. May 1st. Lots of stuff going on May 1st. Keels and Wheels, the 25th anniversary.
That's the only thing going on May 1st.
That's the only thing going on May 1st is Keels and Wheels. Feature cars are first three-generation Corvettes, the Ferrari versus Ford movie cars, and then, of course, they always bring all the wooden boats as well. But also on May 1st, if you're not going to make it all the way down to Kima.
There is nothing else going on.
That's right. Just like there's no other car than that 67 Corvette.
Is the second annual Springtown Center Car Show on Kirkendall Road in Spring, and that runs from 9 to 3. And then the Crawfish and Cars at Second Baptist Church in Katy. Everybody's got to have their own phraseology.
Crawfish and
Cars.
I don't know as if I'd want to go back into the car after I've eaten a whole lot of crawfish.
Oh, yeah. I have.
Because I think I've had that smell on my hands before.
I have stunk up a few company cars by hauling, and this is years ago, hauling like 8 bags of crawfish back from Louisiana and just kind of threw them in the trunk and threw like 10 bags of ice on top of them. Oh, I had to get out of the car the week after because it stunk so bad.
Oh, my God. Dude, I can't even imagine doing something like that.
They were company cars.
They were company cars. Well, what you need to do next time is you need to go and get a rent car and then do all the bags of crawfish in the trunk and then turn it back in.
Don't get me going on rent cars.
I don't do crawfish. Never had it.
If you can find a rent car.
Oh, it's hard to find them right now.
Do you know how much they're getting for rent cars?
Yeah, well, Angie was supposed to go to Phoenix a couple of weeks ago, and it was $189 a day.
A day? A day?
And, well, here in Houston, it's real. I've got a friend of mine had a wreck the other day, and Chase hasn't been able to find a rent car in Houston at any price because when pandemic hit last year, all the rental agencies dumped their inventory.
Well, not only that, but, Hertz almost went belly up.
Right.
And so they sold off everything that they had. Now they're begging. All of the rent car agencies are begging for cars.
And there's no inventory to give them cars.
Nothing. There's nothing.
Not any inventory anywhere. The dealer I go by coming into town, I've watched the way he parks his vehicles to make it look like he's got some. I counted this morning. He's got 7 Jeeps on his lot, 4 Wranglers and 2 Gladiators. That's all the new Jeeps he's got.
But
And
if you are looking for a new car, you probably want to go to Bayway
That's it.
because they've got great inventory. You just got to show up and pick the one you want.
That's exactly right. Bayway is our new sponsor, and we welcome them to the show. And we are going to play one of their commercials right now, as a matter of fact.
What a segue.
Beautiful.
It is.
You know
isn't
what's
it?
a Segway? About 3 pounds.
Oh.
A Segway.
It's an old joke.
very old joke.
Apparently so, and I guess I missed
Nobody
it back
thinks
in
it's
the
funny
day.
either.
Yep.
But anyway, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to have another guest who brought an absolutely fabulous car here. We're going to talk to him right after this quick break. Stay with us.
When you're ready to shop Chevrolet, we know one that should be at the top of your list. Bayway. Locally owned by Houston-born and raised Daryl Wisniewski, Bayway brings a sense of family to your Chevrolet buying experience. When you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, you now have a place to go. General Manager Lincoln Stahl guarantees Bayway will beat any competitor's written price on the new vehicle you choose or pay you $1,000. Bayway Chevrolet is located only 8 minutes from the Beltway and Highway 288. Whether it's online or in person, you'll be welcome like one of the family. BaywayChevrolet.com. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's premier cruise-in, and you're invited to join in. Whether you're a cruiser or spectator, Tailpipes and Tacos is the place to enjoy made-to-order breakfast tacos, fresh coffee, and mingle with Houston's fun car people. Mark your calendar for Saturday, May 15th for Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupe Tortilla Mexican Restaurant in Katy, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tailpipes and Tacos is free and everyone's invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods all at one location. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at the Lupe Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 in Katy. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Lupe founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise in, Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, May 15th, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Lupe's in Katy. The In Wheel Time Car Show will be there too. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise in, May 15th, 8 to 11 a.m. at Lupe's in Katy, weather permitting. Is your business or company looking to stand out in a crowded advertising market? Looking to reach the real auto enthusiast? Well, you found it. You're listening or watching In Wheel Time, and so are your fellow enthusiasts. The In Wheel Time Car Show now reaches 500,000, and we can put together a marketing plan that will engage them in your product, business, or service. To get the tires rolling, just shoot us an email to our marketing director, Jeff Zekin. His address is jeff@inwheeltime.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.